And then, of course, the surreal and deadly scene playing out over Russia, a jet falling from the sky on board the leader who was behind that attempted revolt against Vladimir Putin that marched to Moscow. Now that leader is dead. Video showing the plane registered to that mercenary leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, falling to earth from 28,000 feet. Behind it, a trail of smoke. Russian state TV reporting tonight that he was on board and he was killed in the crash. The plane plummeting, erupting into a fireball. 10 people in all on board. No one survived this. Prigozhin, once close to Vladimir Putin, leading the Wagner mercenary group. Russian forces fighting for Russia in Ukraine, but growing critical of Russia's military. Yevgeny leading that attempted march on Moscow. That's the major story overseas tonight. Then, of course, here at home, look at this. Also just in from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office in Atlanta, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, of course, Donald Trump's longtime personal lawyer, surrendering, arrested, booked. Released tonight on $150,000 bond, and what Rudy Giuliani is now saying. We have it all covered, but we do begin with the chilling scene in Russia, the deadly jet crash, and the leader who stood up to Putin's regime, now dead. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge leading us off from Ukraine.
Tonight, a stunning twist. The man who led a rebellion against the Kremlin said to be on board this plane, plummeting to the ground. The private jet, which went down not far from Moscow, belonged to Yevgeny Prigozhin, the boss of the notorious Wagner mercenary group. Another angle seen here in video circulating online, showing the plane suddenly plunging from its cruising altitude of 28,000 feet. Russia's state aviation agency saying Prigozhin was on board. Pro-Wagner sources saying he was one of 10 people killed. Videos circulating online from the crash site showing what appears to be puncture marks in the wreckage. Experts saying this points to the likelihood of a missile strike, not a bomb blast.
If it had been a bomb on board, we would have seen deformation that would have been expanding out of the aircraft. Right now, we're seeing the puncture holes that are a signature of a surface-to-air or an air-to-air missile impacting that aircraft.
President Biden today asked if he thought Putin was involved.
I don't know for a fact what happened, but I'm not surprised. There's not much that happens when Russia and Putin are not behind.
Prigozhin, a billionaire and a one-time close ally of President Putin. Thousands of his Wagner soldiers were fighting in Ukraine. But Prigozhin fell out with Russia's Ministry of Defense and then mounted a rebellion, taking control of a key Russian city, threatening to march on the Kremlin. Putin calling Wagner traitors, but then reportedly cutting a deal, with the powerful mercenary boss then saying his fighters were moving next door to Belarus. Prigozhin last seen in this video, released 2 days ago, bragging he was back to business in Africa, where his group is accused of murdering and torturing civilians. But with questions swirling about the fate of Prigozhin's last flight, President Putin tonight at a concert. Wagner's failed mutiny made him look weak. Tonight, the Russian leader smiling and seemingly at ease.
So let's bring in Tom Sufi-Burridge live in Ukraine tonight. Of course, it's still very early, but Tom, any word from U.S. intelligence tonight? And will the U.S. and NATO ever really be able to determine on their own what really happened, Yevgeny Prigozhin and the other 9 people on this jet?
Yeah, David, it's still not clear what brought the plane down, but if it was a missile, it's likely Western intelligence already knows the type of the missile and where it came from. David?
Tom Sufi-Burridge leading us off from Kyiv tonight. Tom, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.